Greetings everyone, Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. Today we're going to take a look at two live releases, one brand new, one that came out in 2018 that we just took us forever to get to, right? But as I always say, better late than never, right? So the first one is from a legendary rock band from the California, San Jose, San Francisco, early 60s rock scene. They went on to become a huge band throughout the 70s. They're still around, touring today, thrilling audiences worldwide. I've seen them like kind of 4 or 5 times in the last like 10 years. They just always seem to be coming around every summer. They still put on a kick-ass show. Of course, I'm talking about the Doobie Brothers, right? So they've got a brand new live release called the Doobie Brothers Live from the Beacon Theater. One night only, 2 albums, Toulouse Street and The Captain and Me. Probably 2 of their greatest albums, arguably, right? At least from the first incarnation of the band, or that early incarnation of the band. You know, some people may shout out Minute by Minute as their defining album. It's easily their biggest selling album, but as far as like the classic era of the band, the classic lineup, those 2 albums are pretty hard to beat, especially The Captain and Me. If you just caught our classic album War here on YouTube, I put that album up against Santana's Abraxas, okay? But back to this album. So we've got here, and I believe this was recorded, when was this recorded? I believe it was in November of 2018, okay? Late November of 2018 at the famous Beacon Theater in New York City, all right? A great venue that I've gone to see shows at numerous times. It's a great place. This is the famous place that the Allman Brothers Band, the last like 25 years, would go and play like 5 straight shows, or a week straight, or 2 weeks straight, or a month straight. They would just do this whole like line of concerts night after night after night at the Beacon Theater, sell out every single night. Well, the Doobie Brothers have decided to do the same thing. Hopefully they do something similar to the Allmans and do it regularly. But on this particular night, they played both of these classic albums back to back with a little encore at the end of a couple of other classic songs from other albums, right? So if you're a longtime fan, to hear them play both of these albums back to back, a lot of songs that they've never played live before, pretty damn cool. I wasn't at the show. In fact, I didn't even hear about it because I would have gone, because I love both of these albums. So very cool to see this. So this set comes with 2 discs, all right? 1 CD, Toulouse Street, 1 CD, Captain and Me plus the encores, and then you got the DVD. I wish it was a Blu-ray, but it's a DVD with the entire performance, okay? Wonderfully shot. Sounds great, okay? I haven't listened to the CDs yet, but it's the exact same performance. Kind of cool. I'm going to put this in the car and take it around me over the next couple days and listen to. But I did watch the DVD last night. Fantastic stuff. So you're probably asking, well, who's in the band these days, right? So you've got the main 3, right? So you've got Patrick Simmons on guitars, lead and backing vocals. You've got Tom Johnston on guitars, lead and backing vocals. You've got John McPhee, okay, on guitars, pedal steel, dobro, violin, cello, harmonica, banjo, and backing vocals, all right? You've got Bill Payne on keyboards and backing vocals. Now, Bill has never been like a de facto full-time member of the band, but he's played on so many of their albums. In fact, he played keyboards on both of these original studio albums. Okay, and a lot of them since. So, interesting how he's never really been, like, mentioned as a full-time member of the band. We've got Mark Russo on saxophone. They actually have a 3-piece horn or brass set here, which is very cool. Ed Toth on drums. John Cowan on bass and lead and backing vocals. Really good bass player. And guy's got a great voice. All right, more about him later. Mark Quinones on percussion and backing vocals. Mark Quinones, of course, late of the Allman Brothers Band. Okay, the Allman Brothers Band obviously are no more, and with the death of Greg Allman, Mark kind of moved right into the Doobie Brothers, fits right in. We've got Roger Rosenberg on saxophone, and Michael Lionheart on trumpet. Okay, so a big Doobie Brothers Band, full sound, 3 guitars, horn section, keyboards, percussion, drums, and bass. Doesn't get much better than that. So what do we got? Of course, all right. The first, to kick it all off, the first half of the set is the whole Toulouse Street album. So you got Listen to the Music. You've got Rockin' Down the Highway, Mama Loy, Toulouse Street, Cottonmouth, Don't Start Me to Talkin', Jesus Is Just All Right, White Sun, Disciple, and Snake Man. All right, all performed excellent. Again, a bunch of these never performed live before. Some of the highlights for me, listen to the music, of course, is great. I mean, what a great way to start a show. They start playing that. It's the first song you hear. The camera goes around to all the people in the beacon. Everybody's up and dancing and singing and waving their arms. It's just, a lot of fun. What else? Rocking Down the Highway is great. Mama Loy's really good on here. The title track, Toulouse Street, is just gorgeous on this. All right, it's just great to see these guys who play all these instruments, an acoustic, electric guitar, a mandolin, and all this kind of stuff. Just really, really great. Let's see. Don't Start Me to Talking, blistering on here. Okay, great bluesy rocker. Jesus Is Just All Right might just be the highlight of this entire set. It's just absolutely smoking on here. People are just completely getting into it. It's great, you're seeing some of these older guys, older than me, like playing air guitar in the audience and stuff. Very, very cool. White Sun is gorgeous on here. And Disciple, all right? One of my favorite tunes off this album. Heavy rocker. Rampagingly good on here. The guy's in fine form. The 3-guitar army just killing it on stage. Trading off guitar solos. And I will say, all three very fine guitar players. For my money, Patrick Simmons was the MVP of this entire set as far as like his lead guitar skills. They're all great. Tom Johnston, of course, is doing the bulk of the vocals. He's the riff man. Okay, you got John McPhee, who's adding all the colors, but a great smoking lead player on his own, but he does all the multi-instruments there. But you got Patrick Simmons, mostly playing his Strat. He's got a couple Strats that he uses. Just killing it on lead guitar. Killing it. All right, and then they take a little bit of a break. Of course, there's no break in the DVD. They just go right into, of course, Natural Thing. And you got Natural Thing, which is great. It's got the horns going, and it's awesome. It's such a catchy tune. And then Long Train Running. Long Train Running turns into this big, long jam. It's awesome. Awesome stuff. China Grove, busting out the crunchy riffage, right? Great tune. Dark-Eyed Cajun Woman, very cool, kind of bluesy, mystical tune. That leads into Clear as the Driven Snow. Another one of my favorites from the Captain and Me album. Just a really cool kind of folky rocker. Very kind of mysterious sounding, but catchy at the same time. What else? How about Without You? Another one of the heaviest moments in this entire show. Without You is just such a great hard rocker. I mean, the Doobie Brothers could really rock really hard. Okay, back in the day. They usually always had at least 2 or 3 really heavy tunes on their albums. And that's what I always loved about their albums. You had some folk, you had some heavy rock, good old rock and roll, some pop, a little bit of country stuff, a little bit of everything. Then South City Midnight Lady, speaking of country, that's like a really cool like country pop folky ballad. Gorgeous tune. Patrick Simmons, wonderful vocal on that. Then, from that you go right into Evil Woman, this kind of short, psychedelic, heavy rocker. God, when was the last time they played that, right? I mean, Jesus, very cool. Then you got Busted Down around O'Connelly's Corners, a cool little acoustic guitar instrumental from Pat Simmons. That leads right into Ukaya, which is fantastic in this performance. The layers of backing vocals from the entire band and just the instrumentation, so good. In fact, I dare say that you'll probably enjoy this live version even more than the old studio version. It's that good. And then, of course, they finish it up with the Captain and Me title track. Okay, but don't fret. They come out for an encore. What do we got? You got Take Me in Your Arms, Rock Me, pretty rousing version of that. A lot of sax and trumpet and stuff going on in that. It's just a rousing good time. Then Blackwater, of course, the perennial hit from the band. Pat Simmons, again, doing a great job on the vocals. And then a reprise of Listen to the Music to kind of finish it all off. And it's almost, you watch the crowd, it's as if they're hearing that song again for the first time. And they were not complaining at all, hearing it at the beginning and hearing it at the end, right? And I think that's one of the things that I really like so much about this DVD, this set, besides the fact the performances are awesome, is that they did a fair amount of kind of showing you how much the crowd was getting into it. And again, I've been in the Beacon Theater many, many times. And I know sometimes, like, if you're sitting all the way up top in the balcony, you seem kind of far away. You're really not, because it's not that huge of a place. But and the camera would go up there, and you'd see these people just standing in the aisles, dancing and singing, and just having a grand old time. The people on the floor are up there having a great time, and just regardless of what song they're playing, because again, you got some deep album cuts here that were not hits, right? But and at one point it was great. They got done playing South City Midnight Lady, right? And, you know, again, a kind of mellow tune, kind of a country pop tune. And then Pat Simmons or is it Tom Johnston? I don't remember who, goes up to the mic and is like, anybody know what's coming next? And like 5 guys shouted out, Evil Woman! But, you know, probably the casual fans have no clue about Evil Woman, but you had you get a bunch of people there who, big fans of the album, right? They know the order of the songs on the original album. They're not just waiting for the 2 or 3 or 4 radio hits. I love to see that, okay? That really warmed my heart, okay, watching this, to see all these people, you know, true Doobie Brothers fans getting into, you know, all these songs. Because if you just wanted to hear the hits, there's no reason to go to a show like this where they're playing the 2 albums back to back, right? You could go to any regular Doobie Brothers show, and that's what they do. But here, this was good, okay? This reminded me of when I saw Styx a bunch of years back do The Grand Illusion and Pieces of 8 back to back. I really love that show, and I wish I would have been in-house to see this. But at least I got this, right? So hopefully they do that again soon, because I definitely will go catch it. So stellar stuff. Who produced this? Is a Rhino release, by the way. So and again, you know, you got all sorts of cool stuff on the inside. You got a nice booklet. Let me show you that. Okay, because that's worth seeing. Okay, there's the booklet cover. You know, pictures, information on the songs and what have you. All right. And then got to show you the three guys up front, because that's what it's all about, right? That 3 guitar army. Here they are, Pat, Tom, and John. Great stuff, guys. I highly recommend this. Highly recommend it. All right, so one last one. So again, I mentioned earlier that one live album that we kind of forgot about last year or didn't really get to, and it's awesome as well. We got John McLoughlin in the Fourth Dimension, and Jimmy Herring, and the, oh my God, what the hell? Hold on. What does Jimmy Herring call in his band? Jimmy Herring and the Invisible Whip, live in San Francisco, all right? So this is basically, you know what this is, right? This is kind of a meeting of the minds, a meeting of the guitar heroes. John McLoughlin, of course, from the ex of the Mahavishnu Orchestra, and Miles Davis, and, you know, all sorts of other stuff, right? Tony Williams' Lifetime, and you got Jimmy Herring, who, you know, of course, Aquarium Rescue Unit, as well as play with the Allman Brothers briefly, and oh my God, I'm drawing a Widespread Panic. That's it. Widespread Panic. So, and a lot of solo stuff. Jimmy is just an incredible guitar player. So these 2 bands, you know, went out on tour together, and then of course did a whole. They kind of joined up and did like a whole set of Mahavishnu classics. So we got here Meeting of the Spirits, Birds of Fire, A Lotus on Irish Streams, The Dance of Maya, Trilogy, Earthship, Eternity's Breath Parts 1 and 2, and Be Happy. Scorching stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, there they all are on stage together. If anybody had any doubt that John McLoughlin could still absolutely shred at age, what is he, 73, 75? I don't even know. Whew! Man, oh man, is he blazing on his Paul Reed Smith. And Jimmy Herring, one of the unsung, underrated guitar heroes of the last, like, 30 years. I'm telling you. This is sizzling stuff, you know. Man, play with just as much fire as the old Mahavishnu band. Sensational stuff. So if you want to hear like those old classic Mahavishnu tunes done up in 2018, or actually this was recorded in very late 2017, didn't get to go see this live, I urge you to pick this up. Sizzling. Guitars blazing all over the place. Violin, keyboards, percussion, bass. Woo! Hot stuff. Anyway, that's all we got for today, guys. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on the mighty YouTube every single day. All right? Every day. I'm trying to give you guys as much great content as possible. I'm loving doing this stuff. I hope you are as well. We've got this weekend, either maybe later today, but maybe this weekend, we've got that long-promised Forgotten Favorites show I've been talking about. I got a stack of stuff I want to show you and talk about. Okay, and again, a lot of it I've only had for like the last month or 2, so I haven't listened to each one of them a million times each, but I could at least kind of describe who the bands are, where they're from, kind of what they sound like, and why you should go out and seek them out. All right, we hopefully will get to a questions and answers this weekend. I think Monday, I believe it's happening Monday, Mike Antonelli and I are going to get together to do Pink Floyd Top 10 Songs. All right, and then next Tuesday, I will be appearing on Jeff Young's Music Without Boundaries to do part 2 of his Underrated Guitar Heroes theme. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys can catch that. JeffYoungJams.com. All right, so a lot of kick-ass stuff coming up, guys. A lot of kick-ass stuff. Oh, you know what else? We got one more thing coming up. My top 30 favorite bands of all time. I almost forgot. I have that ready to go. So we'll be taping that today. So we'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye-bye.